Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome aboard. Last weekend, we kept the spooky train rolling. We finished Strangeland, the spooky point-and-click adventure game we started a couple weeks back. Uh, Felt like the second half tailed off a bit, but as we discussed a little bit at the time, that's kind of a hallmark of any good adventure game, or also any bad adventure game. It's kind of how the vast majority of all adventure games work. Like truly, even some of the best adventure games I can recall still don't quite stick the landing. It's just sort of a hallmark of the genre, and I don't know why that is. But then moved on. We started playing a new game, Inscryption, last Saturday. And that's what we'll be playing tonight. Tomorrow and Sunday, we plan on playing House of Ashes, which is the new game in the heritage of Until Dawn, Man of Medan, and Little Hope. And I did see an encouraging remark, someone I follow on Twitter, which not a lot of people, but who I think has like somewhat similar opinions on games that I do, and also seemed to not be especially high on like Man of Medan and Little Hope. Said like, if you're like me and you thought that was kind of nonsense, then you will be encouraged to hear that House of Ashes is not doing that. I was like, oh, great. I am encouraged to hear that. I look forward to playing it tomorrow. And hopefully finishing it by the end of Halloween week. Hello, Pure2K12. How's it going today? Just getting started. We should be flying into the game any second now. Thing is, there's not a whole lot to recap here. I tend to play a lot of story-based games in one form or another on the stream, and so I like to try and recap a little. And there is some story here. We are somebody playing a card game in a dark and spooky room with a GM who seems to be floating eyes and various masks. And, that's like a lot of the story so far. I mean, it's like a game driven by its mechanics, but you are able to step away at most points from the gaming table as if you were hanging out with your friends. But no, spooky disembodied eye guy. And when you do that, you can sort of poke around and look for puzzles and clues and things, and I imagine that might ultimately be the way to like complete the game. I don't think we're particularly close to doing that. We've been playing some shorter form games lately, and so those sometimes last just a few weeks of streaming, but I don't think we'll be doing that tonight. I imagine we'll be continuing our current run of the game as long as we can. We're on our second run. Died quite early on, just from like not fully grasping some of the intricacies of the game mechanics. But we've beaten 2 bosses, I say, in our second run, and we've died once on the subsequent map, and that's pretty much where we're at. Our deck feels real bloated to me, which is my concern. I feel like we might actually end this run soon, but it all sort of flows into each other. I think that just means we choose like a new signature card by combining stuff that's in our deck and start a new run, unless it's drastically different than when we lost the first time. So without any further ado, why don't we just hope that everything is still worked? That's good. I was doing that before, but it was fine. Yeah, okay. It's just a little hiccupy. It doesn't like windowed thing. We did adjust the volume down a bit toward the end of last week's stream. Let me know if that feels too quiet. The screen's a little weird. It's not going to be a good indicator, but as we go along, let me know if it feels like we need to turn it back up a bit. When I was scrubbing through the footage last week to upload to YouTube, I was like, wow, it really was quite loud to begin with. Didn't feel like it was that loud. It was definitely worse during the boss battles. The music like gets real intense. Oh, did the game crash? It was giving us a little bit of trouble last week, not a lot. Loading. Just loading, but it was really okay. Did the game start over? I mean, no, we have our whole deck and a bunch of teeth. But this looks very much like where we started. Is that just coincidence? It's just remarkable because that seems to be exactly what I remember the board looking like when we started the game, but I think the snow and like the fringe details are different. And you know, the whole deck thing even has wolf cat. So I'm gonna assume everything's fine. Even though my instinct is, of course, naturally to panic. So where do we actually want to go? We seem to have at least 2 items. Looks like 2 items. As our main takeaway from last week was that it's quite difficult to tell what exactly your resources are in this game. We could go to the fire, and if I remember correctly, the fire is the thing that lets you boost stats on a specific card, or we could go to the sacrifice altar and like put abilities from one creature onto another creature. And I forgot I took Strange Larva because I wanted a perfectly ultimate Great Moth. But here's the thing I'm not sure that I know. Is like, can you put multiple abilities on the same thing? I mean, this seemed to be a special case. We did a monster event and we completed a challenge through sheer force of luck. We have like a glowing sticker in addition to like a regular ability. So that has 2 abilities. I guess like Magpie, Elk Fawn both kind of have like multiple abilities naturally. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should sacrifice something. Maybe I'm kind of leaning towards like sacrifice Skunk to put that ability on something else. I don't know, the Skunk ability on Bullfrog doesn't sound terrible. Like, Bullfrog's supposed to deal with flying creatures, but the problem is that they usually just sort of like take him out or he can hit back. So if you like Skunk Stink him, then he like stops them from damaging him if they're smaller ones, and then he can still take them out because he has like flying jump. Give that a shot. Stinkbug is talking to us, but he doesn't seem to be saying something particular important. But yes, that seems to be the sacrifice symbol, so I think that's correct. So then we choose something, put the ability on. I'm gonna try my Bullfrog idea and see if it's any good. So it turned into Glowing Sticker too. I think the last time, because our deck was very limited when we tried to do that, it just sort of wrote the ability on it. Because like we applied the bonus ability to something that didn't have any abilities. Let's have a battle and see if Stink Frog is helpful. Well, we would get an opportunity right away. Oh, good, something with a brand new ability. What a perfect thing to start with. Burrower. When an empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move to that space and receive the strike instead. I read all those words out loud, and I didn't really process that at all. I think maybe we came across something. It might have been a slightly different ability. Yeah, we saw like Guard Dog or something. Where like, if I put down a card opposite an empty space, he would move across from it to block. Or something like that. So this is similar, but different, I think. He doesn't have any powers, so that's not the worst thing in the world. But, like, this chunker feels like a problem. Moose Buck. 3/7, and it has Hefty. Like, moves around, so it's, like, difficult to kill. It would be really good to have... remember taking Skink. I don't remember when that happened. Of we're gonna need to summon Elk Fawn, like, right away. Otherwise, I feel like we just probably start falling behind. But I feel like we need something specific like that deadly snake thing. Or swim snake? I think we need swim snake. Where I wanted that? Thinking that I would move on my next turn, but I don't actually remember when this goes, and I might have just made a terrible mistake. End of owner's turn. Yeah, that feels very bad. Yeah, I think that was very bad. Yeah, that was extremely bad. Okay. Gonna try and recover and probably not do a very good job. I think what we're ultimately what we're going to do is just start a new run. Is probably what's going to happen. If I use my bottled goat to have enough sacrifices for Wolfcat, I can then use Wolfcat to summon both of the other creatures. I don't know if that's good, but it's probably the best thing I could do. I want this. I sure want this. So I've played out my whole hand, which is cool, I guess. But mostly just like throwing Bullfrog under the bus so I don't die immediately. But I think what's going to happen here is Moosebuck hits Frog. Like, Skink deals a little bit of damage to them. I, like, hurt Mole Man. But then on their turn, Buck kills Frog and then shoves the rest of Mole Man out of the way. Or actually, wait. No. The Moosebuck will move, but I think Mole Man actually moves opposite Skink when it goes to attack. The game is really weird. Probably draw from deck. Rat King do? Requires a lot of bone. What happens when there's multiple burrowers and something of mine would go to attack a blank space? Probably want to summon the Rat King. I'm better off taking out... Yeah, I think I should summon Rat King. And a Rat King also... Oh, I'm thinking of this backwards. Rat King, like, makes extra bones when it dies. It's not summoned by them. So I'd have to give up Skink in order to summon it. Seems bad. So what we're gonna do... Like, do a small amount of damage to Moose, do a reasonable amount of damage to Mole, and then hope something good happens next turn. It's hard to call it cowardly. Did I die? No. I don't know why he had a specific reaction. Okay, got possum. So... now I have, like, baby skink. I think I'm better off sacrificing for Rat King. But I expect Rat King to be great. But I think the plan here is, like, Wolf Cat will take out Mole. We'll have Elk move over here. Which means I want something to damage Elk this turn, so that Wolf Cat could take it out on my turn. And then I need something to oppose Moosebuck just so I don't enter Frown Town prematurely. So both of these guys are 2-1. So the plan should be like summon Possum, opposite Moose, summon Rat King by sacrificing Wolf Cat and Skink, put it opposite Elk, pass turn. Did I neglect to mention overkill damage? You did, I didn't know that was a rule. Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind the mangled corpse of the victim. I mean, I don't know that it's necessary to put it quite like that. Lucky for you. That actually ended up being extremely bad for me. Now I have no hope of not dying. Good. I did a very good job. I definitely didn't bring that upon myself by starting the game very poorly or anything. You're at the end of your rope. Oh no, he's gonna touch my face! Stay there, no need to move. I'm afraid you're not dead yet. Hold still. Hi, Neko, welcome to the stream. I just died because I made a oopsie on the first game back. And also it was a really pretty difficult challenge. It had a bunch of like moose upgrades. So like all of his guys were extremely like literally like the first creature we played was like a 3/7. I have like one thing that can kill that. Where did I put that camera of mine? I mean, if I don't give it to him, what happens? Pathetic. Do you really think I would leave film in there? Did I have reason to think that the camera would capture my soul, like the belief of certain, like, indigenous tribes? Do you have any idea what that camera's capable of? That thing I just said? Give me that. His very long hands. We have a memento to create. Okay, this time we should be able to make something interesting. Behold your death card. Shall we begin to ink it? Choose a card to draw the cost from. Now here's an interesting question. Would we rather have something we can summon for 2 bones or 1 sacrifice? Because those are both pretty reasonable costs. Obviously, I wouldn't choose 4 bones. That's just worse. But no, I still haven't quite grasped the economical balance of everything. Having only done 2 runs and not having a whole lot of agency over what cards you get when. You have some. Like, you're usually given a choice when you get cards, to some extent. But, like, no, there's, like, a lot going on in this. I think I'm just gonna default to like, a 1 blood sacrifice. Cost of what blood from the skink? Oh, that's interesting. Lego says if you have fleeces, you can have a cost of 0 and make a broken death card. Also, she got the game after the last stream. I was like hearing that. But that's interesting. I guess that's a reason why you don't necessarily want to get rid of all your fleeces, but like also fleece are terrible. Like we nearly lost so many times because of how bad drawing a single fleece is. Well, this is a little awkward. Because if we don't also get the ability to make ants, then having a death card whose power is ant doesn't seem very good. But also a 1-2 isn't very good. Ahoy, Ditto. I know it was a typo, but it's funny to have the Love Narwhal show up and shout, "Annoy!" It feels like how I enter social conversations. I don't know. My instinct says I should choose Ant Queen, but that I will be disappointed with this choice. That's my feeling. Like Ant Queen's obviously better than Worker Ant in terms of power and toughness. It like literally just has one more toughness. But like without the ant ability, or wait, does having the ant power just automatically make it count as ant? We'll find out together with science. 0 power and 3 health from Ant Queen. That suggests it doesn't actually take ant, which is like mildly misleading. Oh no, it takes ant. It literally takes ant. Oh. Oh, okay. Now, okay. So we got one of the best abilities in our deck. We could have a 1 sacrifice magpie. That's also an ant 3, which doesn't sound bad. That sounds pretty good. But I don't know, man. Like a 1 sacrifice fish adder sounds really good. It just like kills everything and has 3 health as a bonus. I guess the health doesn't even matter all that much. I feel like you gotta take Fish Adder, right? That just seems so good. Like, it feels like it might currently be the best card in our deck, so to have a better version of that? You need to do 1 damage to get Death Touch to work. Right, but it literally put Ant as the symbol. If when we sacrifice Ant Queen to make the Death card, it etched 0-3 onto the card, I wouldn't take Adder, for sure. But it says Ant 3. And Ant 3 suggests that as long as it's on the board, it does a damage. Now, that could be wrong, but again, I feel like I should do this for science. But I do want to go on record as saying I understand Magpie is also very good, but I feel like Adder's a little better. A sigil of Touch of Death, and a sigil of Waterborne from the Adder. I never did ask your name. I mean, he did at one point. What? Hey, what's this thing? This is Fish, Snake, Ant. It's like literally just a little bit of all of those things. What is that? What's that called? Hey, Letters, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. What is my take on this game in terms of fun level and scariness level? Fun level's pretty high. I find the biggest drawback I've had to the game so far is that there's sometimes like weird tricky rules that are kind of hard to intuit without experiencing them. So I've had a couple of instances where I'm like, I think I know how this works, and then like the turn happens and I'm like, ah, I learned something. Which hasn't been like a huge drawback, but might be worth knowing. In terms of spookiness, there's no like jump scares or anything like that. The environment is very spooky. So like I would give it a strong positive rating of spooky, but like good spooky. If I had to quantify those things I just said, I'd put the spooky at like a 7 or 8 out of 10 maybe. But like again, emphasizing like there's different kinds of spooky, and I feel like it's good spooky. And in terms of fun, probably somewhere in that same range, 7 to 8, a little bit depending on your deck maybe. But I'm only, like, just about to start my 3rd run, so experience is still a little limited, but I've been enjoying it so far. Condyle anacondas are aquatic snakes. These are some good suggestions, Chimera or Anaconda. I'm gonna default to Neko on this, who is an expert on snakes, and this thing is definitely at least a 3rd snake. So, Anaconda. Okay. I think that just fits, too. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what you think as we play through it. So here's an interesting thing. Just like an interesting thing about the game in general, since you're just joining. I just lost a run because I did something bad. That was my fault. I goofed and did a bad and I died. But when you lose a run, the game randomly draws cards from your deck and allows you to build like a weird, like, Chimera kind of card as like a bonus to help your next run go a little better. So, like, the stronger your deck is at the end of the run when you die, the more likely you are to get good options. So, what we've created here has the Death Touch trait of a snake card we got, that we managed to get, like, a weird bonus fish ability, so that it, like, dives underwater and doesn't take damage during our opponent's turn. But it also has the weird insect ability that has variable power, so the more insects you have, the stronger its power is. So, like, I'm looking forward to seeing how this next run goes, because we just made the Anaconda.
One thing now remains. I must capture your visage. Say cheese. Eek.
Of course, you don't get to see what you look like. Gosh, that's loud. You don't get to see what you look like until you draw the card, but I assume it's just going to look the same as before, which was like weird two-dimensional cowboy silhouette. Yeah, this is a good time to join the stream because you'll get to sort of see how the run starts, and hopefully things will be a little bit more straightforward, other than that extremely weird card we just made.
I had such high hopes for the last one. Why do I bother trying to teach you? You will learn as we go, or you will die.
Oh, we got a new item.
A gift from the angler. You see, he was defeated recently and wishes to redeem himself. It would be unfortunate if you were to fall into the prospector before he was given that chance. This hook is powerful. You may steal one of my cards with it.
It's literally better scissors, and scissors is my favorite. Getting serious Niao energy from this dude. At least reach the first boss. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like if Niao, instead of being like a goofy, like, celestial whale vaguely friend character, was a vaguely hostile game master from your tabletop role-playing session.
For that reason, you will not find any others along the path. Use it wisely.
So probably should use it not to die, huh? Okay, so now we have more starting cards because we've unlocked stuff as we went along. Like, Stoat was, like, in the original deck. I don't know why we got Bullfrog back. Just generate a random rare card, even though he doesn't seem that strong. Stinkbug was also, like, we had to solve a puzzle in the overworld. Same with Caged Wolf. Wolf is weird. I don't understand Caged Wolf.
It seems the lonely Stinkbug has made its way in. But it is dealt, so it stands.
Oh, this is a choice. This isn't all going into the deck. Something you can do in this game is also get up from the table and wander around the spooky cabin that you're in. You can get kind of up close to the game master, but he's just eyes. It's very unsettling. Anything change here? Oh, it did. Now there's Raven Egg on the board. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. There's a lot of things in this game I don't understand. Is this a choice, or is this my deck? If it's my deck, shouldn't it have my Anaconda card in it? Is the deck. Okay, I just don't know why our card isn't in it, but I guess we'll find out. Let's go to the first base and see if the game clarifies precisely what's going on.
No, you may not choose a specific beast.
I didn't...
Instead, you must decide on a tribe you prefer.
What? Like, snack. Herb. What? I'm sorry, what's that one? What's that one? Alien? Have I gotten one of whatever that is? Is that supposed to be insect? The death card doesn't automatically get added to the deck? I feel like it did last time. How did I get it last time? So long ago. Not really, but it feels really long ago. Yeah, it looks like an anglerfish. Or like, maybe a straight up alien. It's supposed to be insect? So, I'm not really clear on what the lizard... Like, the bird ability is clearly, like, flying. And, like, flying is, like, annoying. I don't know if it's, like, good. It's, like, tempo-y, because your cards are really fragile. Snake ability I don't really understand. Is it just the, like, tail regeneration thing? It's okay. But does Snake include, like, Child 13, the, like, dragon stuff? Because, like, that card is really good. Isn't Skink Lizard? We're just talking generally tribes here, right? And, like, the insect ability is obviously the ant ability. Presumably. I don't know. I'm inclined to take insect because our death card has, like, insect as a key ability. Alright, I'm gonna try that. This feels like this makes sense. Okay, so we also got Ant Queen.
The regal Ant Queen births a new ant once played. A randomly chosen insect card. Did you wish for something else?
I mean, it's mine now. Okay, do I know what this symbol is? Like a desktop stress doll being burned to death or something?
An ancient woman emerged from behind an oak tree. She carefully laid out intricate wood carvings, then gestured at them brusquely. Choose!
Okay. So, presumably these are totems, which I've never had given to me before. There's, like, a whole lot of things that I've never had happen before, like, right at the start of this run, and I don't know if that's deliberate or not. So, like, I don't know what I would expect. So, like, bones are a resource. Basically, when... okay, to try and broadly summarize the game, like, you have a deck of your, like, specialized creatures that have, like, weird abilities and stuff, but very few of them can be played directly to the field. You also have a separate deck that's just filled with squirrel tokens, which you can play directly to the field. Then you can, like, sacrifice squirrel tokens to play certain types of higher level creatures. And when your creatures die, you get bone tokens, which are also a currency you can use to summon a different subset of creatures from your deck. So it's the idea here of taking a totem that has, like, the 4 bone symbol on it, that, like, your creatures always generate 4 bones, because, like, that's a lot. Reminds you of Missile. I was saying that there's a certain thing, like a specific part of the room that very much feels like a Mist thing, but, like, yeah, the The atmosphere is mist-like for sure. Letters. Like I'm just like choose, explain, no, yeah. That's the summary of my like biggest complaint with the game is like there's a lot going on and it's mostly pretty cool and fun, but the game very deliberately doesn't want to explain anything to you. So like your mileage may vary. Yeah, so like wait. The only totem I think I've ever seen is like give everything flying. So I feel like if you choose the like cycle sigil, that means like when your thing dies, it goes back to your hand, which actually seems incredibly strong. Even if you were only able to give this to like a subset of your things, it feels very strong. This one?
You accepted the woodcarver's offering. It is useless without its second half.
Oh, it's a half pendant of life.
But you intuited that this would not be your last encounter with her.
So what I need is a head to put on the totem that assigns what type of creatures it works with, right? Luckily, I see the same symbol up ahead, so I guess we'll get that then. But first, I have to, like, beat a totem fight with my extremely basic deck, which sounds bad and hard. So, birds have guard dog. That caged wolf. He did that for a reason. The card seems useless, but I think there's more to it. There's a third talking card somewhere around here. Personally, I hate the guy. Biggest killjoy ever. But he's the only one of us with a plan to get things back to normal. What is... Hey, guys? Hey, talking cards? Rebo friends? What does normal look like in this world? The Guardian says whenever an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, this card moves to intercept it. That ability seems terrible on birds, because birds are super fragile, and, like, the thing that they have going for them is, like, exactly not that. Okay. Goat is back to, like, normal stats. I had him slightly stronger at the end of last run. I think I just want to summon Goat across from an empty space. I'm going to take 2 flying damage. Question marks profit? You sure? I mean, we're already committed, friend. Alright, this thing has Mighty Leap, so it actually blocks the... So if I take a squirrel, I can sacrifice squirrel and stoat to summon Ant Queen. And then I can summon Stink Bug. What I want to do? Think so? It just says Mighty Leaping Tree Best Friend. Best friend of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. I think that's true. Mighty Leaping Tree was like one of their support Zords. Yeah, more or less letters. There's a lot of things. This game borrows heavily from Magic the Gathering and also Yu-Gi-Oh! I know that you obviously know Magic the Gathering. I'm not convinced that you necessarily have Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowledge. But like the whole idea of like sacrificing creatures to summon better creatures is like a core mechanic from Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the weird things about flying creatures is you can damage them if you have something that doesn't have flying. But if your creature opposite it doesn't have flying, it attacks you directly. I'm gonna do this. I'm a little nervous about it. Summon Squirrel. Then I want Ant Queen. I also don't remember if regular Ant requires a summoning cost of some kind. Okay, regular Ant does. So I could summon Stink Bug, and then trade it up for Worker Ant. And hypothetically, I think that would kill both of their birds? Good play. Oh no, because this one moved to block it instead of the second one. I guess it checks theirs from, like, my left to right. So the first thing with that ability moves to block the new thing. Stink ability is okay, but I think I'd rather just have power on the field. Okay, so I end my turn, my stuff attacks. It attacks tree. I'm going to need... I'm actually better off drawing from deck. Okay. If I end turn, I just win? So the goal is, the scale starts at balanced, and you want to tip the scales 5 points in your favor. So anytime you do direct damage to your opponent, it's almost like having lifelink, because the damage you do tips things further in your favor, which also means you're sort of less close to death. It's an interesting and different type of mechanic for sure. So is this the same as last time where it's tribes? Okay. But this time no insect. Instead I could have elk. Elk deer. What do I want? I have no idea what I want. I mean, bird can be magpie, which is good, because magpie is a card that's like... What's that guy called? There's some weird demon in Magic the Gathering that costs 7 and, like, is the flying creature that tutors, like, a specific card out of your deck. Magpie's like that, but it's much smaller. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of reptiles that are good, so I'm hesitant to take that. Elks seem like they're sort of on the power level of the wolf tribe, which are generally pretty good. I'm inclined to take that. I would have liked to have another bug, because the more ant abilities I have, the better. Instinct says deer.
The sadistic pronghorn. Woe be to those that meet the end of its antler.
It has an ability I haven't seen before, which is... Card bearing the sigil will strike each opposing space to the left and right, the space across from it. So it doesn't attack forward, but it attacks diagonally. Something vaguely like that in Yu-Gi-Oh, I think. Never had that ability before, so I don't know how to rate or use it, but a 2-sacrifice 1/3 seems a little underwhelming. It's in my deck now. Alright, so now we tribe it up.
The old woodcarver again appeared before you.
Choose! The reptile, deer, or wolf. These are not good choices. Really wish I had this before the choice just now. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you pointing out the trader symbol. I think I did gather that from last time. Unfortunately, it just didn't spawn for an incredibly long time. Part of me says, like, reptile is best, because I feel like the reptiles I've seen are, like, low sacrifice costs. Really hoping for insect, or maybe squirrel if that's an option. bird would have been better. I currently have no wolves. I currently have no reptiles. But the elk I have is garbage. So I guess snake?
The old woman bared her teeth in satisfaction. Your first totem was complete. The unkillable sigil will now be marked upon all your reptile creatures.
Kind of just like lumps all your junk on the corners of the screen and wishes you luck. So, God, I feel like the thing I want to do is go forward. Well, here's the trick now. I mean, we should just do this encounter because we have to do it. But, like, if we go right, we probably have a better chance of getting our death card, which would be really good. And if we go left, we have a better chance of getting a reptile, which would be unkillable. Be a different kind of good. Doing that would also take us to the totem lady to maybe get another totem. I don't know if you can have multiple totems. Unclear. It's me! A wolf in a cage. But how to break it? I mean, you, like, throw it in front of their stuff, right? Probably how that works. So they got a stump, and they got that card I don't like that I just got. And they're gonna attack my stump. Extremely rude. Yeah, I'm not surprised you can only have one totem on the board, but I assume if you build the second totem, then you can, like, choose between them. Bad play. I don't think so, but I struggle to understand this weird moving mechanic. At the end of the owner's turn, the card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed on the sigil. Sometimes that works like it makes sense. Sometimes something random happens. So I end this turn, I hit them. They summon the thing, it hits my tree and me. If that's the strength of the pronged attack, is if there's nothing in either of those spaces, then it's kind of like double strike. I assume if it attacks off the board here, that doesn't hit me, but I'm not certain. So I think I want Whirl. I think I want Squirrel so I can sacrifice Stoat and Squirrel to summon Ant Queen. Bones do I have? Like one, right? Yeah, okay. So, summon Ant Queen. Here. What I think happens is that this is going to attack this space and not do anything here. There's some chance that it hits Ant Queen, but that feels unintuitive. So I can summon Stink Bug, generate Worker Ant, and attack for a bunch of damage this time. Worker Ant also has enough health that I could, like, take one hit from Pronghorn. Like, put it here and attack them for 4, which seems good. Death again. See, like, it had the symbol that it was going to move to the right, and it just didn't. This is the thing I don't get about this. Very confused. Alright, so what do I want to do here? They did not successfully damage me that turn, right? So, like, Ant Queen attacking them directly, like, wins the game? Yeah, I mean, like, there's... Like, it hits the border and turns around, but, like... I don't know, to me it feels like it would make more sense if it, like, didn't move that turn and then the sigil flipped, and then it moved the following turn. Because, like, reading the card doesn't explain the card when you look at it like this, and it's like, oh yes, it's going to move to like player's left next turn, and then instead of doing what the card says, it moves to the right because there's a stump there. And like, I get that you can learn that, but it feels really unintuitive. Also, there's like a separate type of ability that's similar, that like supposedly like shoves a card so that it can definitely move in that direction, but I've also seen that one flip, and I'm like, well, why does that one flip? Because it seems like the whole point of that ability is like not for that to happen. I'm gonna draw from my... Oh, I do have a reptile in my deck. I'm glad I took the reptile one then. The other choices were done. I think attacking just wins here. I'm gonna do... Okay, so... I'm really torn about this. I don't know what the best direction is here. Can't quite see what that symbol is up ahead on the left, like further down the map. I think I'm supposed to go towards the totem? Or maybe I'm supposed to avoid the... Well, maybe I'm supposed to go to the tribal space, see if I get a good reptile. And then, if not, maybe start trying to collect a better totem. And if so, maybe, like, move over to the sacrifice altar to do... Yeah, I think I like this point. Like, move my sigils onto better cards or something. So, tribes available are bird, insect, reptile. So, hypothetically, I should take reptile. Right? I don't know if I'll get a good reptile. I don't know how many good reptiles exist, but I think I want reptile. Bullfrog's okay. It can be summoned cheaply, I guess. Well, Bullfrog's not very good. You still have to sacrifice for it. It seems bad. Let's look at our deck now. 2 copies of Bullfrog, a Pronghorn, Stoat, Stinkbug, Caged Wolf, Ant Queen. So, I feel like the thing I want to do is go to the altar and move the Pronghorn abilities onto something. But I don't know what. I mean, hypothetically, I could put it on a Bullfrog knowing that I'd be able to get that back relatively easily because reptiles get Undying or whatever that one's called. But, like, maybe I would want to put it on Ant Queen because Ant Queen can do more damage. Either way, I'm pretty sure I don't want straight up Pronghorn. Double sacrifice needs a 1/3. I'm gonna try putting it on a Bullfrog, I think. Also hope that Totem Lady has Insect Head. Yeah, but like at this point, like now I'm like weird middle committed. Does that work that way? Where like if I go and see the Totem Lady and she has an Insect Head, I can keep the other part? Or do I just get the new part and wait to see if that finishes into some finished part? Yeah, I think you're right. That's probably the trapper symbol. Not the trader, but the trapper who gives you the pelts that I don't want. Okay, so you replace one part at a time. That's kind of interesting. At this point, though, I do have double reptile insect. I'm gonna upgrade a frog. I want to sacrifice Pronghorn, improve Bullfrog. Now the Bullfrog has like the move and the weird split strike ability. Note time, I guess. Ugh. Probably want to be opposite Pronghorn. I definitely don't want to be like diagonal Pronghorn. I think that's the thing that matters most. And I probably want, assuming nothing weird happens, Stoat survives, then I would summon Ant Queen. Probably. Okay. 1 damage, things move. I want to draw Squirrel, summon Ant Queen. When I do that, Mole will move opposite me. If I don't move it opposite Mole. I thought this far ahead, because then if I was able, if the Stoat space was empty, something I could do is play Squirrel into that space, have the Mole move there, trap the Pronghorn in the corner so that it can only ever do like 1 damage at a time, and then like move Ant Queen opposite it or something. And I feel strongly that I'm supposed to summon Ant Queen. So if I summon Ant Queen in the Stoat space, I can move Mole there, and then have Pronghorn attacking Ant Queen. I don't think I want that. Instead, I want to summon opposite Pronghorn. Really? Yeah, I think I do. Because otherwise, Mole blocks my attack anyway. No matter what I do, I can't have an Ant Queen attack go through. If I move here, Mole goes opposite me, and Pronghorn can do whatever. If I move here, Mole goes opposite me, and Pronghorn is trapped. If I move here, Mole doesn't move. Pronghorn does kind of whatever. If I move opposite Pronghorn, Pronghorn moves 1 over and then bounces back. I want an opposite Pronghorn, I think. Really not sure. I don't take any damage. Or Ant Queen doesn't take any damage. I take 1 damage. I do 1 damage to Pronghorn. I'm gonna need to use like Bottled Squirrel or something. So these items on the side let you sort of cheat the normal rules. One of them is a squirrel in a bottle, and it just means you get to add a squirrel to your hand for free without having to draw for turns. So you can draw from your deck and then get a squirrel you can use to sacrifice for something better. Wolf is not all that impressive. But if I drew Squirrel for turn and used Bottled Squirrel, put it opposite Pronghorn. Or not opposite Pronghorn. Where Pronghorn would attack. That good? Really? If I actually put it opposite Pronghorn, that's better. Pronghorn does like 1 damage to Ant Queen, moves over to the right, the new creature moves down. The maximum amount of damage is being dealt to the caged wolf at that point, and then Ant Queen next turn hopefully will be strong enough to take out the Pronghorn. Think that's best? God, this game seems like way more difficult than it probably should. I think it's actually important that Mole doesn't move. It's true, if I... Oh, right. I was thinking... I'm confusing the Mole ability with the Guardian thing. A lot of, like, unreasonably similar abilities. That really screwed up what I was trying to do. Alright, well this turn we're definitely going to summon Squirrel, turn into Ant, and kill Pronghorn. Now the Fawn attacks the wolf and then dies. Draw a Squirrel this turn because we just have control of the board. Frog has a lot of abilities. Hard shake. Just thinking about that wolf. Yeah, if you keep drawing the like character cards that talk to you, they sort of give you hints about things that will advance the story. Also in quotes. Kind of overkill by like a lot here, huh? Alright, I made that look really difficult. Prospector's coming up. I feel like I want a mystery card. I definitely am not excited about the Trapper. It becomes a question of whether I want to go to the Woodcarver or the Creepy Campfire. But we're definitely going to start here. Maybe this information will help.
The monstrous grizzly. Its form speaks enough of its efficacy.
3 sacrifice 4/6, huh? That's interesting.
The underappreciated ringworm. Its value is not readily apparent.
Ooh, or Adder, huh? Ooh, Adder is Reptile. Hey, everyone, Adder is Reptile! It feels like that's probably a good enough reason to take it, all other things being equal. And by equal, I mean extremely difficult to cast 4/6 or 0/1. Yes, the snake does actually have Death Touch. They call it Touch of Death, but the skull symbol does mean when a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. They're a kind of snake deck. But it has bug friends, just like your mantises. We're kind of making a Neko theme deck. I mean, the bear is cuddly, but without, like, blood goats to sacrifice, 3 sacrifices is tough. I think if I had a deck that could, like, consistently make 3 blood sacrifices in one turn, I might as well just summon, like, Slifer the Sky Dragon. So, because the reptiles are working out, I think instead of going to Woodcarver, should probably go to Campfire. Snacks need snacks. We're gonna try and find some. We got a boss coming up. Warm a creature by the fire. Enhance its health, said a hungry survivor. Okay. Click this. This guy's really I mean, I'm with them. These campfires are super duper duper creepy. Very super creepy. So... I feel like the best thing to give health to is either Ant Queen or the boosted Bullfrog. I really have a hard time gauging how good the bifurcated attack is. I can't tell if it seemed really good against me before because I have kind of a starter deck, or if it's actually better than, like, it seems like it is. Like, Ant Queen seems to have just, like, eminent usability of, like, she's a big, chunky girl who can have, like, boosted ant strength. And so she can stay alive longer to harm the bad guys. I mean, I guess the Bullfrog is inherently unkillable because of my totem anyway, so, like, maybe that means I should just make Ant Queen a survivor? I'm gonna keep trusting my instincts until I learn that I'm bad.
Fire warmed the weary Ant Queen and enhanced its health. You suspected the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your Ant Queen in tow, you retreated into the wood.
Alright, it's boss time. Yeah, we got a thick gal on our squad. Oh, right, I forgot about this. Forgot about the smoke restriction. So normally, those two candlesticks there each have a flame at the start of your run, and each one represents essentially like an extra life. But once you reach a boss, he's like, it's all or nothing. So if you have both of your lives, he extinguishes one of the flames and gives you a smoke card. Which is... it's okay. It's like an upgraded squirrel, so it's not bad.
The incessant clanking reverberated between your ears. The path ahead was blocked by a grotesque figure. It's me in a mask.
What's the prospector? Hee-haw! Prospector boss again. Something about that caged wolf. What would happen if we were freed? So, when you kill the mule, you get a bunch of bonus cards. When you take the prospector out the first time, he resets and does something scary, right? I don't remember exactly what it is. I mean, I can summon Caged Wolf, but it seems not great. Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is probably, like, we want Caged Wolf to, like, die as, like, this 0/6, and then it probably, like, summons a Freed Wolf, is my guess. I think we actually had that happen last week when we also had Caged Wolf, but that seems logical. So, like... maybe I spend my first turn summoning Wolf opposite the 2/1 and, like, build up something better later? Like, take out the mule? Actually, I could summon Stinkbug opposite mule. That's kind of medium, but might as well, right? Alright, I did 1 damage. So the pack mule, like, has a little booster pack under it that when you kill it, you get to open it. It's pretty cute. But yeah, I think I want to just, like, slowly pick away at the pack mule and, like, keep it trapped there by not messing with the coyote. Then try to, like, put something that deals with the wolf cub. So I could just draw a squirrel and play Stoat. And if I did that, wolf would hit Stoat for 1, but then I'd be able to take it out. I think this plan works. Keep me alive! Well, I mean, there's a lot of sacrificing in this game. the snake's gonna take out my rock. Let's draw real card. Okay, got a bullfrog. The stoat position would be a good place for the bullfrog, but I don't want to do that right now. It would probably be really good next turn. So, like, stoat's gonna take out wolf cub. Hopefully on their turn, coyote takes out caged wolf and nothing weird happens. Keep working on the pack mule. Then they summon this death touch guy that eats my rock. But then on my turn, I could sacrifice stoat, deal 1 damage across to coyote and adder. I think I'm in really good shape. I think I just end turn.
What was that?
Well, I got an achievement, and I got a wolf, so I feel like that was what I wanted, yeah? It's true, that boulder got envenomed. Draw from my deck. Ooh, I drew Unkillable Adder. It would be better if I had something that was like the unsacrificeable thing or whatever. So the question is, like, now that I've uncaged the wolf, does that change the card in my deck so that it becomes a talking friend card like Stinkbug and Stoat? This I don't know. But even though, like, the... like... It's a little awkward here that, like, now that I have wolf in this position, like, it will kill coyote and then bullfrog would have its, like, pronged attack. So it hits a blank space and also kills the snake. I think that's still better for me than nothing. I'll deal 1 to them, take out the snake, another 1 to the mule, which will finally be able to move. Alright, the bullfrog moved. Think about that happening. I think what I want to do is take a squirrel, sacrifice bullfrog and squirrel to summon adder across from wolf. It goes back to my hand. I have a snake that takes out wolf. I have a wolf that takes out pack mule. I have stink bug. Get a booster pack. Nabbit! I want to draw a squirrel here because I'm going to do a bunch of damage which like kills him once, but then I think he summons a bad thing. I forget precisely how this works, but I think all the bosses work this way. Yeah, booster pack mid-game. It's like it's a unique thing to the boss because it's a pack mule. Get it? So it has like a whole pack of cards under it. It's kind of like Booster Tutor from Magic the Gathering, except you get the whole pack. Because bananas is why. There's gold in them cards! Right, he turns them all into gold nuggets, but I get my adder back, which is why I wanted like a bunch of squirrels in hand. But I can't sacrifice these, so I can only summon a small dude, like bifurcated bullfrog or whatever. Actually kind of tough. I mean, I have bat for future also. I have like a ton of bone token. I think either way, like, between this turn and next turn, one time I draw a squirrel and one time I don't. It's probably reality. So I think I'll start with drawing squirrel and playing Super Bullfrog. Pass the turn. Takes out the gold. Means I have, like, space to summon stuff. Summon, like, better across from that. Another 2. Whirl. Summon. Do I want Adder there? Maybe I'd rather just play Wolf. I'd rather just play Wolf. I mean, it still takes the thing out. But, like, then I'm, like, representing more damage. Very tempting to just summon Super Snake, but I think this is correct. And then I probably just want to play Bat. Rather just, like, do some damage now. Oh, right, I goofed that up. I forgot that it is a guard dog that literally has the guard dog ability. I mean, that one's just, that's on me is what that is. So... I mean, Bat still gets to do damage. I can Snake or something extra, maybe. Maybe. Look, I never said I was good at this game. Oh, was that enough to kill him? I didn't think it would be. No. I'm apparently great at this game.
Need a light?
So many sound effects.
Your reward? Filthy feral hog. It becomes incensed when its chimes are struck.
What? Literally what? Hey, what does that do at all? Bellist. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a chime is created on each empty adjacent space. Chime is a 0/1. What is it? What do you mean it becomes enraged?
The stalwart mole man, the ultimate defense. The holy mantis god, a perfect incarnation of terror.
Wow, this thing's pretty cool. I kind of wish it was a reptile. I mean, okay. So here's the thing, right? We've been making a Neko theme deck. It's all reptiles and bugs. So, like, I feel like yeah, insect is secondary theme. This is also true. Even though, I don't know. I'm not convinced Mole Man is great. The Douse seems okay. 2/2 for 2 sacrifice that makes 2 belt tokens. But, like, this is like a sort of triple strike 1/1 for 1. I feel like some good could come from this. This encourages me to go to, like, campfires and try to increase its power. Oh, so hi, Demolish. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Celebrated Grandma's 87th birthday today and hit all the traffic on the way home. Oh, that's good. Usually, I'm used to finding all the traffic when I go literally anywhere. I went, like, earlier this week, I went to a park that's, like an 8-minute drive from my house, and it took me, like, 15 minutes.
After the harrowing encounter with the prospector, you gathered yourself and continued onward. Let me think. The air grew thick with moisture. The buzzing and chirping of insects drowned out the sound of your footfall. You beheld the wetland.
Okay, I don't remember if I've had one of these before. I assume that when it's, like, card choice, but, like, drips on it, it's like, it will definitely be a blood sacrifice, but it can be any type of blood sacrifice. So, arguably... Oh, hold on a second. Oh, hey everybody. Hi, chat. VascoDaGamer here, just figuring out how this game works. If I go to a sacrifice altar, and I bestow the power of Mantis God onto Adder, then I have an unkillable 1/1 Death Touch triple strike. That sounds really good. But someone was saying I should go check the room. Still don't really understand the card frame. Safe is open. Can I look at these? Mess with any of these figures? I mean, it's kind of just the extra figures for some of the encounters, right? That's the idea. Got... Some of the stuff in this room really looks mist-like. I made more smoke. Is that good? I don't know if I'm... Oh! Hi, Wolf. Also, free teeth. Wait, what's... Where would I put the wolf? Okay.
You finally pried my special dagger from the paws of that squirrel, though you may wish you hadn't.
I got a knife. If this was Strangeland, I could use it to solve the puzzle of I'm stuck. Can I use the knife to free hammer or pickaxe or something? I'm not really sure time it is. I'm gonna leave this puzzle alone for now. Okay, hi. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go back to the table. Not smart enough to do anything. Yeah, there's definitely at least one more puzzle on the puzzle wall, but, like, it looked like nonsense last week. I think I've learned a little bit about some of the sigils that were involved in that one, but I'm still gonna save it, I think. So I think I want to go to the altar and make Super Snack. I feel like... I don't know if Neko's gonna be okay with that. On the one hand, sacrifice Mantis God. On the other hand, Super Snack. Oh, so it's not specifically blood cost, it's choose card buy cost. Okay, that's fair. I mean, hypothetically, if I choose one blood, isn't it possible I get Anticonda? It's Bullfrog. It's Bullfrog all the way down, everybody. Okay, we have Neko's seal of approval for Super Snack. I mean, it's not that the Mantis God is dying. We're giving the boon of the Mantis God's power. What's Stinkbug doing with its whole face? Its whole entire face is doing something. It's true, they are undying bullfrogs, but I don't know that my deck needs... Are we up to 4? We have at least 3. Super Snack. Super Snack is either going to break this game wide open or do absolutely nothing. Letters downloaded the demo. I love to hear that. It makes me very happy when people, like, see me stream the game and are like, now it's a thing I want to play, instead of, like, I saw Vasco do it and it seemed really terrible. Okay, so you're going to summon a bullfrog that doesn't have weird double strike. What? Its face is just like this now. It's just like this now. Yeah, I died really early in the stream, and then, like, a bunch of things happened with totems and stuff, and oh, hey, wait. We have knife item. Special dagger. The user. You will place weight on the scales. Oh. What, you cut off, like, a finger, and it offsets more than one tooth or something? By the way, we have at least one person watching who isn't extremely familiar with the game. Not that I am. But I mentioned briefly the items before. And we had Squirrel in a Bottle, which we used before. And the game sort of mentioned in detail that the hook is an item we got for beating a specific boss. And we can use it to, like, steal an enemy card, because that's what the boss uses their hook to do. But we also have these pliers, which let you remove one of your teeth to offset a damage on the scale. That's how everything is measured in this game. But But we got Special Knife, and it has a very similar description, so... Graphic. Good to know, based on my assumption that's not shocking. I want to summon Bullfrog. I think what I would like to do is Whirl, summon Super Bullfrog. That should work. Alternatively, I could summon it in this middle space here, and then I would do 1 damage to Stump and 1 damage to them, but not have the Bullfrog. It should be fine for the Bullfrog to take damage. So if I sacrifice Squirrel and put Bullfrog where Squirrel is, I should attack around the Stump, deal 2 points of damage to them, and then Bullfrog bounces off my Stump and is opposite their Frog, so he takes 1 point of damage, but he has enough health I should still be able to sacrifice him next turn. So I think that's the thing I want. Such snacks. So I want Quirrell. What I'm going to do is sacrifice the frog back. Snake goes here. Attack all of these spaces. Next turn, they're going to summon 2 Death Touch guys. And, like, one will kill my Stump, and the other one will, like, hit my face. But then I should be able to, like, draw Squirrel, play Bullfrog in front of their snake, and kill it. Think this is fine? Yeah, I feel like triple strike Death Touch feels like a good combination. It says, thank you for streaming this. I've loved it so far, and I'm nearing a possible end soonish. Well, happy to do it. I mean, you gifted it to me, so there's that aspect of things. But, I mean, it's a game that I was definitely genuinely interested in playing. There's quite a bit of a learning curve. True. Triple Strike Death Touch Undying is a genuinely relevant distinction. Okay. So, they want to summon Rattler opposite my snake, which is mildly annoying. That's fine. We're going to Whirl, Bullfrog, this there. So what's going to happen is I hit their snake, I hit them twice, I take out their snake, this snake comes out, tries to kill my snake. Next turn I should have the means to, like, kill it back. Although, what's the scale at now? My favor, but not so much that summoning a 1/2 is, like, all that exciting. I think I'm just gonna leave. Also a relevant distinction. Oh, I did win? Wait, it looked like I only had 2 points in my favor. I really want the scale to be clear. I really do. Even Point Master says, so the knife could be a finger, or maybe a tongue, or an ear. Another thing I don't want to think about. I think we can agree it's probably not great. Imagine how broken it would be if you were playing as a grandma with dentures. It does feel like that's cheating some. Oh good, it's the Trapper. I hate the Trapper because he fills your deck with garbage. You have no way around it. He, like, forces you to take one, right?
I've got the most exquisite pelts. First ends free.
That your top right was Pelt Trader? I didn't notice that. Yeah, we met the Pelt Trader once last time, and I honestly wasn't super enthusiastic considering how bad it is to have the pelts in your deck for so long. I mean, you just, like, trade them for a choice of some cards. But, like, it's really kind of inconvenient. How many teeth do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have enough for golden pelt? Sure. Okay. I put it in my deck and we leave?
Much appreciated.
Yes, that one on the right is the trader. All of a sudden the maps are like 50% totem spaces, which is weird. Problem is to go to the trader, I have to fight a totem fight, and those kind of stink. Always go totem. I mean, our current totem is pretty good.
Bones of an ancient woman creaked and groaned as she approached. Gently shaking hands, she placed her offerings before you.
So, like, flying seems less good than undying. I could do insect now, but now my deck's like full reptile. Mighty Leap is also way worse. Okay, so I'm gonna explicitly ask chat this. What's the sequence of things I need to do to not change my totem? I presumably take one of these, right? And then the game will be like, what do you want to put your other half of your totem on? And I just pick the good one? Be safe, I'll pick the totem that's slightly better in a bad case scenario. Do I get to keep it? Okay, just put this on. And then I take this. No, okay, it goes away. Fine, that's fine. So, if I want to go to the trader, which I do, then I have to go this way and do the bad fight. Fortunate. Bad fight is a space eye, at least. They have... Oh, crap. They have insect with that annoying move ability I don't understand. Greetings. What's wrong with your face? Okay, so they're gonna summon Strong Ringworm and 2 Worker Ants. Ugh, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So the problem with this stupid bifurcated bullfrog is that it moves around. I can do... I don't know how I got it to do that. If I summon frog in the leftmost space, then I think it will move to where I want it to be next turn. I miss out on a damage this turn, but I think that's okay. Vasco doesn't have a great feeling about totem fights. Oh yeah. That didn't... I hate the movability so much. I hate it so much. It's so confusing. It's just like you have to... Like, I need a degree in calculus to understand how the board is affected by one turn of movement. It's so annoying. I really dislike that ability. So now they want to summon a bee, which sounds terrible. Don't have enough bones to summon Stinkbug by itself, so I pretty much have to draw a squirrel. Take out something. So now the bullfrogs will take out left worker ant. Ringworm is fine. And then if I play Stinkbug opposite other worker ant, shouldn't be able to do damage to me. The combination of split hit and movement definitely makes it worse. But it's like, I mean, to me it's more like 1 movement card is kind of confusing. 3 movement cards, like I didn't even consider how just like baffling that would be. Do I need a knife? So bad at the combat math in this game because it's unclear. So they did 4 total damage to me, so I'm like Technically one away from lethal, and the bee threatens that. Technically, the pliers are enough to stay alive, though, right? Like, I don't think I need both. Like, really? You think both? You think both? Hang on. Let's use our fictional calculus degree here. So, left bullfrog deals 1 damage to worker ant. Middle bullfrog deals additional damage to left worker ant, killing it. Then it deals 1 damage to other worker ant. Then, creepy stink bug deals lethal damage to worker ant. So now what they have is a ringworm, and they're going to summon B. Oh, they're going to summon Alpha. So B does 2. Yeah, I think I do need to use knife, don't I? No, it does also power up ringworm. I was sort of neglecting ringworm. I don't think that's super important, but it is important to consider. But I don't think they should be able to summon worker ant this turn. One in the back row. Because ringworm will be in the way until they finish making their attack. And then no one knows where it's going to be after that. It basically is just in a random space. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to use knife here, which sucks. Fine without pliers? You mean knife but no pliers, right? Knife with no pliers should be fine. I think pliers almost work. But I think pliers is like puts me at exactly lethal. I think. If I'm understanding this math correctly. So I think I use knife. And then like we're mostly fine after using knife. Alright, I've been warning this is graphic, so maybe close your eyes for like 15 seconds, or until the bad sound effects stop. 3, 2, 1, doing it. That's not what I was expecting. Wow, that's really horrible. I hate this not because of how graphic that is, but because now the game is even less observable. And it was already one of the most difficult parts of the game was just like understanding the board state. Yes, letters. I did just weight the scale with my friggin' eyeball. Also, you chose a very interesting time to arrive, Ocadius. Welcome. Yeah, that's pretty metal. Metal is a good description for that. So our current situation is left bullfrog kills ringworm, middle bullfrog deals a damage and kills whatever that is on the middle right. Alpha will then kill bullfrog on their turn. I'm basically dealing 2 here, but then there's summoning a bunch of worker ants. And they shouldn't actually deal any damage to me directly. Yeah, I really hate it. Can I change the graphical effect? I assume not, but boy do I hate this a lot. You get your eye back? Okay, that's... Okay. I don't know what to draw for turn. So the problem is the 2 bugs are going to show up at the same time. No, they're not. So when I attack... I mean, the math basically works out that Bullfrog kills both of the creatures and I deal 2 to them. Then on their turn, they summon Left Ant, which attacks this Bullfrog. Which means that next turn, I would still have, like, 2 creatures to be able to attack... No. Alpha kills this. So, I'm going to draw squirrel. Yeah, UV Point Master says, I think all of my suggestions from earlier would have put more weight on the scale than an eye. But apparently the eye is worth 4 points, so I don't know. I figured it was going to be worth like 3. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to let this attack happen. I think I'm fine for now. Got a bunch of frogs. Okay, so I want to be able to damage the ant. And kind of can't do that. I think I'm supposed to draw from my deck and hope for Super Snake. I got regular wolf instead. Regular wolf's not very good here. I think I'm supposed to summon my like prong frog. Where do I want to summon it? Because it has a stupid move ability. My calculus is rusty. Like, I kind of want it to take out... Like, I kind of want to just put it where the squirrel is and stay there. Really wish it didn't have the move ability. I would like this card a lot more if it didn't have the move ability. I just really... I don't know. Maybe it's just that I simply don't like the move ability. But, like, it doesn't feel like a benefit. It feels really irritating. It feels like a benefit to the enemy because I can't ever figure out what they're doing. But it doesn't feel like a benefit to me because then I don't know what I'm doing. So, I mean... The sigil will move in the direction inscribed with the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. So... Were I to not kill the alpha this turn... would get pushed over to the right. I mean, part of the problem here is that the ants are just directly behind these guys. Personally, put a move card split on center to cover the widest array of spaces. Well, yeah, I mean, I want to do that too, but then the problem is it's just going to move to not be in that position, and then I'm going to take a bunch of damage. Okay, so if I do the thing I want, if I sacrifice Squirrel and play Split Attacker, then Frog and Stinkbug kill Alpha. But then they summon this ant from the back row. And both... You know, Stinkbug doesn't die that way, right? Bullfrog doesn't die either, because moves to the left. If I play Frog here, they join forces and kill Alpha. Frog moves here. And they have 2 ants here. One of them will have 1 power, and that will damage Stinkbug for 1. The other worker ant will be able to attack me directly for 2. Currently, the scale is slightly in my favor, so I shouldn't need to use Flyer. Alright, calculus achieved, I think? Alpha's dead, doesn't worker ant only deal 1? No, because a new ant is summoned, and ant's attack power is basically X, where X is the number of ants they have. Yeah, basically pack rats from Magic the Gathering, more or less. I think I'm supposed to draw squirrel, summon wolf? Maybe not. Maybe draw squirrel, summon other bullfrog. Then the 2 bullfrogs would take out the left worker ant. Stink bug would block me from being attacked directly. They would summon another ant. So, like, basically the board state would be the same, but he wouldn't have anything coming up. Hypothetically have wolf for future turn. So... I also still haven't drawn my... I haven't found my death card. God, this game would have been a lot better if I drew my super snake. I'm like half my deck, maybe? No, probably a little less, because I have... No. Yes? Yeah, the Pelt Collector is after this. God, this game has been so long. I think Bullfrog is correct. The alternative be? If I drew squirrel and summoned wolf, I could take out worker ant. I could take out right worker ant. Then bullfrog would block left worker ant, which means left worker ant doesn't die this turn. And also the one behind it doesn't get summoned. So I would take out right ant. They would attack bullfrog for 2. It would return to my hand. Then at the end of their turn, they would have 1 worker ant opposite wolf. That's better than my other play. Oh, right, and he gets weaker, because at that point he's only 1 buff. Right. Right. Correct. So... this board position is actually pretty favorable. The sequence of attacks should be that Bullfrog takes out the ant and deals the damage, and then Wolf hits them for 3. So then... What is the scale balance, even? Guess I can't check while I'm figuring out what card to draw for turn. I'm just gonna draw a squirrel, because I can either summon something better next turn or summon Bullfrog this turn. Like, perfectly balanced. So I think I might as well use Squirrel to summon Bullfrog this turn, because it's like having a squirrel on the field, and if something happens, I get it back. I think I want to summon it on the right. Okay. Wait, did that actually do 5 damage? Oh, it did.
Believe it or not, you're not the first to lose an eye here. This isn't much fun if you're half blind. Perhaps you'd like to replace it.
I mean, do they have to be terrible? Okay.
Better? Regardless, the choice is final.
So, like, here's the, just briefly, here's the thing I don't like about those totem fights, is that, so, like, if you've ever played Slay the Spire, which I think most of you have, like, there's elites, there's these sort of mini-bosses on the floor, and they're definitely tougher than a normal fight, but you also get better rewards. So, like, that's enticing. You're like, ooh, weighing risk against reward. In this game, the totem fights feel like pure downside. It feels like punishment for, like, doing nothing. Like, you don't particularly, like, get... Like, you don't really get rewards per encounter. You get encounters on the board. Then we should thank you for gifting a sub to Letters. Much appreciated. Enjoy the celebratory confetti that mostly works correctly.
Show me some exquisite pelts. Hair pelts.
What? Hey, what's this one? It's number of cards in hand, right? Mantis. Alpha's like a wolf, presumably. I feel like I want something with a bone card. I don't think the Kraken would be very good the way I end up playing. I don't know if I'm just terrible at this game, but it feels like every time I'm in a battle, like I have one card in hand, I'm like, I can't do anything. Doesn't have a name, just tentacles. I mean, if you have tentacles, do you need a name? Because if someone asks your name, you just use the tentacles, right? Like... Beaver's also weird. Dam Builder. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created on each empty adjacent space. 0 2. Okay. Yeah, my inclination is that I need more bone-related things to be able to, like, cheat out sacrifices and just, like, catch up a little bit. It's close between Bat and Alpha. My inclination is that Bat's a little bit better just purely based on the smaller casting cost. But, like, Alpha's kind of cool because I have a bunch of low-power guys, and I also have some, like, double, triple strike stuff. I think I'm just gonna, like, play it safe because I don't think this game rewards a lot of, like, heavy risk-taking.
Golden pelts.
Oh, I could have another shot at perfectly ultimate Great Moth. Or I could have this Undying level 2 3/3. I don't know why I so badly want the perfectly ultimate Great Moth. But I mean, there's technically a lizard here, but, like, I don't know that, like, I don't know. 2 sacrifice 3/3 isn't terrible. But, like, I don't think 2 sacrifice 3/3 having Undying is, like, especially good. Yeah, someone mentioned last week that Amalgam had all creature types, which was helpful because I didn't yet understand how creature types were denoted. And in case you haven't picked up on it, because I don't think I've actually said it, these little, like, shadow things, they match up with the tribes in, like, the card selection thing we've seen. I want to see perfectly ultimate Great Moth. I really do. No problem. Probably should have mentioned it earlier, Letters, but, like, it's something I only caught on today. Neko also said she didn't notice the shadows. Well, I feel less bad about the fact that I only caught onto it today.
You have my gratitude.
Alright, I mean totem time. Well, you do get to keep them. That's super weird. I didn't think that would work that way.
The decrepit woodcarver shows up yet again, but with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age.
I don't know what tribe wants the mole pop-up ability, but I don't think it's any of them. I'm going to take insect, because insect is our secondary creature type, but I still think we want undying lizard. One of these. One of these. Neck power. We looked up again.
The ancient woman has vanished.
Ran out of spaces. That seems very plausible. That definitely seems like a thing that can happen. Okay, Stone Ant Queen, Super Bullfrog versus Coyote Kingfisher. Kingfisher. Okay, so again, we have at least one viewer who didn't see last week's stream. Kingfisher's a whole thing, man. Kingfisher is somewhat similar to Invisible Stalker in Magic the Gathering, which was like an overpowered draft card. It was a 1/1 unblockable that also had hexproof, meaning that they couldn't stop the damage that you dealt by attacking with it every turn, but also that you had very limited ways of killing it. What Kingfisher does is that it's a flyer, which means unless you have Mighty Leap, the reach equivalent, then it just attacks past it and hits you directly. But it also has whatever the fishtail ability is called, like dive down, waterborne, sure. And so that means the card literally flips over once their attack is done, so you like can't do anything to it. Nicholas says Coyote Kingfisher sounds like the most American name. Like a literal like Native American name, right? Kind of sounds like that. So I think what I want to do is Squirrel Bullfrog on the left space, which means I miss out on a damage, but then next turn it takes out the Coyote for free, and then I like figure out my life. This one feels super weird because like all the mechanics feel completely different from the last time I played. So what do I want here? Something that does damage. Pretty much have to take Squirrel and summon Stoat, right? When Bullfrog attacks, I kill Coyote and deal 1 point of damage. And they dealt 4 on their turn. That means I'm at -3 when I do that. If I summon Stoat, I'm at -2. Then take another 2 and go to -4. And can maybe summon Ant Queen that turn? Yeah, the Sparrow is basically locked, if I understand that correctly. For the next turn, or if you... Yeah, I mean, I guess if I don't put some... I mean, what I can do is I can, like, Squirrel and summon Stoat in this space, so that Bullfrog moves to the left and doesn't block Kingfisher when it attacks. I think that's the thing I wanted. There's like definitely some chance that I'm like misevaluating something because the health in this game's a little weird. Oh yeah, absolutely Demolition. I almost always put the squirrel exactly where I want to put the card. Even though it doesn't have to work that way. I mean, like, I think that's an old habit from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. Or maybe it's just human nature, I don't know. But, like, I definitely do that. It's like a mildly conscious decision. But, like, right? So, like, I'm dealing 1 and killing their... No, I'm dealing 2 and killing their guy. So I'm at -2. So I think I'm fine. I don't think I need to use the pliers. I think. For honest problem. So I can... So I can take a squirrel and summon Ant Queen, but then I'm just dealing 2 again. I mean, the river otter can be blocked but not killed. The bullfrog, if I don't block the bullfrog's movement, will attack this space and then move opposite it. Basically, next turn I'm... I forgot my Ant Queen is 5 health now. So, like, I can summon Ant Queen by sacrificing both the things I have, take a squirrel, and summon the other ant work. That means that I would deal 4 this turn, which puts me to -1, I think? Like, I dealt 2 last turn and received 2. So I should be at -4. So if I spend my whole turn anting it up, then I should deal 4 damage. I think ants is the best play here. Feels a little unintuitive. Think it is. I want to put Ant Queen on the left because it can tank a bunch of hits from the otter. Worker ant, and that just makes like all my stuff better. I want to put that there because I want to make sure to lock the sparrow. I might summon bullfrog like here is the thing I'm considering. 2 instead of 3 this way. They have nothing to block with. I think it's like squirrel, bullfrog, build 6. That's a lot of teeth. Let's draw a card. Okay, regular wolf. More holes than a beehive. River. The wolf is a wolf type. Beehive is an insect. River otter is nonsense. I mean, I don't want any of these. I would prefer none. I feel like beehive is, for like multiple reasons, slightly better than the others. Yeah, beehive with health upgrades are good, but like then you also need it to actually be able to block stuff. Like, I don't know. The flying makes this game a little weird too, because like a lot of the strategies that seem like they would be cool of like, oh man, I like high toughness things or whatever, it's like then the flyers are just like I think that unless I think when one of these descriptions says something is defined as whatever, if it doesn't include a cost, it doesn't have one, but I don't know. But like, you know, insects are secondary tribe. Otter doesn't actually have any evasion, so it just kind of whatever. Like, Kingfisher is good because it has evasion and is unkillable. It has weaknesses of being outpaced by just higher power things, but, like, it has advantages. River Otter's, like, whatever. But, like, I don't think I need another wolf. The wolf I have is kind of mediocre. Beehive does something, I guess. So, I can alter something. I mean, I could put the Beehive ability on Ant Queen because it has 5 health, and then I'd have an Ant Queen that makes bees. But like, I have basically the totem I think I want for now. Because the bees are great, but they're not mantises, snakes, or anacondas. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I want just Ultimate Bug Queen, which is, like, somewhat similar to Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth. Also, like, Beehive by itself isn't that exciting. Like, I'm pretty sure my idea is good. It's a sacrifice Beehive, empower Ant Queen. Queen of all bugs. What is the name of the queen of all bugs? I gotta smoke.
The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you.
Hey, I don't think that's how you preserve fishes.
A huge man approached.
Go fish! I forgot that, like, literal fish hung out. By the way, the bosses are super loud for whatever reason, but, like, we have toned down the audio significantly. Are we good? I know we already did one and no one mentioned it, but I just want to be sure. We good? This start seems rough. I mean, I guess what I can do is squirrel, smoke, summon wolf, summon bat? That deals 5 damage in 1 turn. Then he summons, like, sharks, right? Summons a shark for each thing you have on the board. If I, like, super aggro that, it's gonna be a problem, right? I do have his fish hook, though. So, like, I can, like, counter cheat. And I'm really tempted to do this. Audio is good? Good. Still probably going to require some adjustment in post for reasons I can't comprehend, but it almost always seems to. But it's good that it's fun. I literally had to adjust 2 sets of audio last week because, wow, when I didn't have it adjusted for the boss fights, it was, like, unlistenable, and I don't know how no one mentioned it until I pointed it out on, like, the second boss fight. Alright, I'm gonna do the stupid thing, and we'll just see if I lose. Ding! Go fish! So I want to not attack those. I think when I kill the bait bucket, it draws the shark in, right? So bat's actually fine because it's not going to damage them. And I can sacrifice wolf to bullfrog. Yeah, that was the one thing I remembered correctly, Demolition, is that the bait only spawns opposite, like, something you have, which is kind of why I was like, I think I can manage this! So, like, I think I just have to sacrifice wolf, and it kind of doesn't matter exactly how I do that. As long as I don't put it opposite the bucket. So I think it's probably best to summon Bullfrog instead of Soat, because I can get it back if something happens. Sacrifice Wolf. Summon Bullfrog. It's good that it's one of my regular Bullfrogs. And then I think Bat is fine. Bat should be fine. Hey, that would be a terrible thing to do right now. But if I just pass the turn, I win. Sorry, I thought this was a boss fight.
Your lives are restored. Choose carefully.
Ooh, do I get a third eye? How do you keep your eyes in the same kind of box as your cards? I feel like that could lead to some uncomfortable misunderstandings. The Daus. A largely unimpressive specimen. Hey, you're talking to the baby perfectly ultimate Great Moth. Well, that's interesting.
The eternal serpent, death strengthens it forever.
Ooh, death strengthens it forever. I wonder exactly what that means. Because, I mean, here's the thing, is that, being a lizard in this particular run, the Undying symbol, like, isn't actually that useful. But it getting better when it dies seems good. I mean, I understand, literally, in the sense that it probably boosts its, like, power and toughness, or whatever this game calls them. But I wonder if it's enough. I will say this, though. I don't think my deck probably needs 2 gimmicky, perfectly ultimate Great Moths. And if I'm gonna take a 2 sacrifice thing, I'd probably rather have it be Lizard. Even though this thing already has Undying. Hypothetically, we find a world in which I, like, change my totem parts and my lizards get some other ability. Be an Undying squared reptile. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, but then again, this game has surprised me many times. I mean, it's possible. It could mean that when it dies, for each instance of that, a copy is sent to your hand. But for some reason, I doubt it works that way.
Moving past the pond, you took a deep breath of fresh air and continued on. Oh yes, I know.
This is where we're at the start of the stream. Progress. We're technically a little further than this, but this was the area we were in.
The relief of fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. Guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to the snow line.
I don't know which of these cards I want to take. I want to maximize my chances of getting the death card. So maybe I'm supposed to do cost, because then I can limit it? There's question mark, just straight up choose one of the 3. One of the 3 is probably better odds, right? Because that's what question mark is, I think. I think that's what that is. Yeah, I think I'm remembering that correctly. Right? Kingfisher, Rattler, or Pronghorn. Actually, you know what? A bone cost snake is not the worst thing that this deck could get. It says, I personally never found a death card in a blood pile. I mean, I can't say I have either, but I think I've tried twice. Yeah, I feel like Rattler's, like, obvious choice here. Like, having another bone card in the deck's not terrible. And being able to get it back if a bunch of bone things happen seems good. Give me, like, 1 item? Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying, you don't get to pick. It's this.
Oh no, you can't choose that.
What? Hey, What's this radioactive Frankenstein head cocktail drink? What's that? Failure. To the user, nothing will happen. This bottle of goo has no use. Who calls him Mr. Glue? That's a good name. I mean, you guys know that my catchphrase is gloop gloop. Which it's not, unless we're playing Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, I'm gonna take that at face value. I assume there might be some sort of achievement associated with this. I don't know. I tried using Possum once. Not extremely impressive. Vaguely similar to Caged Wolf. I think it summons the possum straight to the field, or maybe I'm misremembering that. Possum's like a 2-1. Or no. Possum by default is a 1-1, isn't it? I think I just boosted it to a 2-1 and made it a lot better. I'm gonna take 9. Strange larva. Oh, but moose buck. This is the thing that killed me last time. That's gonna be a problem. I need to draw Super Snake. Or maybe hope that Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth saves the day. Requires 1 turn to evolve. I mean, I could, like, take his moose, because I have Hook this time. But, like, so, the question is, where do I put the larva? The moose is going to come down, and it's going to want to move right. And that may or may not be possible, depending on what I do on my next turn. I think I want to put it second from the left. I really do hate that. Wow, it really is Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, huh? Dude, this moose thing is so stupid. I hate it. I really hate this moose. Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point, I wish that I had... I forgot that it was going to move after its first attack. I thought it was going to stay there, and then I'd have time to move it. I kind of want to use Hook. Seems really dumb, but like I hate moves so much. Do I have push and move? Dude, I don't know Demolition. I hate these abilities. They're confusing and they're not fun. Like if they were fun and confusing, then it would feel like a challenge to like figure out how they work. But they just don't seem fun to me. They're just annoying. Like every time there's a movement mechanic, I'm like, oh, I hate this. But the moves are just so busted. It's a 3/7. Like if I don't draw like Magic Snake off the top like immediately, then like Moosebuck is like basically unkillable. Which is like exactly what happened last time. It's like I had cards that could kill it, I didn't draw them, and then I was just goofed. Goofed to death. Draw Squirrel, and I'm gonna use Hook because I just want. This is garbage. I don't have a problem with them putting this restriction on it, but then I should be able to cancel. Like the fact that oh no, I can't. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I sure wish I understood how the movement mechanics works. They're just awful. I cannot tell you how much I hate them. They're so bad. I mean, I guess hypothetically I should summon something in a blank space to deal damage to them, probably, instead of just leaving Squirrel out. I really hate these mechanics, they're so bad. So, here's what I have to do. I think I have to use knife. Then I have to sacrifice Bullfrog for Stoat and put it somewhere else. Then I take hit to the face. I would want to summon Stoat on the left because I don't want the other bull to move. Right? Yeah, I don't want the other... I want the elk to come down. So, sacrifice this. This here. How much am I behind? I cannot read this at all. It's so unhelpful. Why are you like this game? I guess I could use Hook to summon Adder now. I think it's better to not, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could take Moosebuck and just, like, not worry about it. Moosebuck is such a garbage card. Like, if Moosebuck is a card that I can take from my deck, I bet it costs, like, 3 blood or, like, 12 bones or something. I mean, the question is, like, can I get away with not using Hook? Because, like, if I can, it's probably better to save Hook. If I use, like, both of my other items, then I'm ahead 5 from wherever I'm currently at. Which means, like, I'm probably down 3? Oh, I'd much rather use Knife. I don't particularly like Knife, so I'm fine, like, using it for value right away. Like, Hook seems like it can save a desperate situation much more easily. Yeah, he strikes me as a 3, but, like, the fact that he can just, like, summon on the first turn, like, a 3 blood card for, like, no cost seems like such garbage. Like, if he summons it later in the fight, at least I have a chance to keep up, but, like, what the crap is that? It's so busted. Really, like, I don't know. I don't know if, like, this is, like, the end section of the game, like, it's 3, like, Slay the Spire or whatever, but, like, ugh. I have such a horrible taste in my mouth from this terrible Moosebuck. Take that however you want, I don't care. Doing this. I don't understand why you would need to stab repeatedly. It feels like that's just not the correct way to do that. Question says, Angler on his first go summons 4 bears backed by 4 bears. That sounds horrible. Okay, so now I'm like ahead 1 or something. So the idea is I take 3, Moose moves, but the mole doesn't move, the elk doesn't come down. This should be fine. I draw squirrel. Play super snake. I think it's fine to put it here. The triple strike death touch the whole board, I think? Because I think when I go to attack, the mole will go opposite the adder, and then it'll kill all three of them. Then I want... This is a slight problem. I want... Squirrel. Then I can draw squirrel next turn, and then when they kill the adder, I can still summon snake. Hey, Critchwitch, welcome to the stream. How is this game? Seems really weird. It is really weird. You got it. You got it in one. I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I mostly like it. There's some stuff in here that's, like, kind of confusing to just, like, grok, even after you played it for a while. We're dealing with that now. There's, like... So, like, this is a type of game where you have a set board size, and the positioning matters. Then there's cards like this elk that has Sprinter and moves around the board. And I've decreed that it requires calculus to figure out how a turn plays out when that's the case. That being said, I've been working on my calculus all night. So, I think what I want to do is summon Squirrel, summon Bullfrog, I don't care where. And then, like, I deal a damage to them. Adder kills Elk and deals some damage to them. New Elk comes down, kills Snake. I have something on the board. I could draw Squirrel and resummon Death Snake. Not my snake. So, Squirrel. Squirrel, summon Bullfrog. Okay, great. Use knife. And get her eye back, and be done with this horrible mechanic. Find salvation in Cuckoo Clock. Okay. Any further information you'd like to give me, Magical Right Eye? Oh my god, I have the Millennium Eye. This game is definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! What is Mushroom? Oh boy. I see multiple things I don't understand. There's something off to the left. Oh no, is that the monster challenge? I should probably leave the table while I have Magical Eye, huh? Yeah, probably. Probably. Okay. Huh?
Take the film roll before he sees it. Now!
Okay. Actually, I'll go talk to him. I mean, it's not actually a thing. Hi, hello, hi, it's me. It's the astronaut. It combines cards to make them have twice the stats. Polymerization? It's only on the globe? Because it hasn't been useful at all up until now? Feels like a no. More tooth. This 2. It's not clear to me what that does. Maybe I should be able to do more. Oh, hang on. No, that was probably always glowing, huh? Painting? Do you mean this? It kind of says 1. Try the last puzzle. Alright, fair enough. Let's try the last puzzle. Okay, well, I hate it. Alright, I need to deal 5 damage. What's the one with the... What's the one taking stress damage? What's the one taking stress damage? Sharp quills. Oh, sharp quills. When it struck, the striker's dealt a single point. God, that sounds miserable. Okay. So this one doesn't move? This one moves. Okay. This one doesn't move. This one. And this whole row moves? Okay. So, have to deal with this idiot. Probably want that up, probably. The quills matter on the first thing. So, okay, if this... I mean, I don't need my things to survive, I just need to deal 5 damage, right? So... Quill guy on the left deals 1. Second guy deals 1 and hits the lizard for 1. Third position... Oh, if he hits Quill guy first, though, then he dies before hitting the other one, probably is how that works. Move that one up. Oh, I can't. So if I do this way, first position does 1, second position does 8 additional 1, then 3, 4, 7, 8. I'm not killing the lizard, so it doesn't make a tail to block the 3-2. Like, I feel like this is right. Is hitting the lizard at all makes a tail? I thought it was when it died. I don't think it's possible to not hit the lizard. Both of these are locked, right? Work. Somehow that is triggering, so... I think the 3-2 needs to be here, because I don't know how you do enough damage otherwise. Oh, wait. Yeah, because I don't need it to hit the left one if I use the 3-2 instead of having something blocking it, right? So 1 from the first row. 1. No. That doesn't do it. How big is the lizard? Is it 1 toughness? One less damage just because it... I thought this one was locked for some reason. Oh, that's an interesting... So... This dies to that. Doesn't hit Snake. And then this deals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buddy in the car, so come on, let's ride.
I thought I had all the totem heads together. My thanks. The woodcarver will offer this now.
That's the last one? Because it opened up additional drawers last time. I think that's the last one. As far as I can tell, this is nothing right now. Yeah, I mean, school seems really good. Well, I could try to go to the totem person to get... oral totem, maybe. What if I do anything other than campfire? I have to do a totem fight, and they're garbage. Poop butts, and I hate them. Maybe I'm supposed to do mushroom for science here? What's happening? Why are you a TV now? And you're... whatever's happening here. And I do have stunted wolf now. Which honestly seems better than regular wolf in many situations. Also, I apparently have a film canister. Like, I don't know by what metric... I mean, let's question marks first, I guess. And hope to get our death card finally.
The nascent fawn quickly grows into an elf.
Well, good, it's Moosebuck, and it sucks when you have to actually pay for it. And then Raven. Well, great, I hate all of these. I mean, maybe that's an argument to, like, use it into something else at the mushroom. Like, I don't know if I want, just the best possible stats, or if, like, other elements matter. Okay, because the situation feels very stupid, I'm gonna actually ask this explicitly. Without actually telling me the precise rules of how mushroom works. Which of these cards would I want if my sole intention for taking it was to mushroom it into something else? Any is a confusing answer. It really... okay. I guess in that case, I would take... Wait, hold on. None apply to mushroom? Does that mean I can't mushroom them? That's also right. I mean, I guess no matter what, I'd probably take Elk Fawn. I guess? I don't know. Flying is just not my thing in this game. It's, like, mildly confusing. I feel like usually if I had a flying creature with good stats, just having good stats is at least as good. That's good, I guess. So, like, what does it do then?
You found yourself among a grove of thick and pungent mushrooms. Squinted to see a figure through a thick cloud of spores.
We are the mycologists. Yes. Yes. And we are performing experiments far from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes? We will need 2 of the same creatures. Oh. 1 for each of us. Well, I mean, I don't... Do I want that? I mean, I guess. I think I have to. Not sure I can actually say no to that. Okay. I think this could get messy. Look away. I mean, 2-4 double strike's probably better, and it keeps the same sacrifice cost, so it's probably good, right? I mean, it looks more upsetting than it did before. That does seem on brand. I think this is the Cave of Wonders. Means, assuming that I survive the totem fight, I have, like, a tough decision of trying to find death cards. Seriously, I still haven't seen it. Or, I don't know, hoping for a super magic busted card. Super special, awesome, chocolatey, special rare card. Ew, birds regenerate?
I gotta thank you.
How's it been? It has been quite bad. I am trapped in the body of a stone, in the paper of a card.
I see that. And I am, of course, set up a way to reset once more.
Go on.
Our player friend here. They are already hold the key.
Okay. Ew, what is this? Turkey vulture? Bleh, I hate turkey vultures. Whole experience with turkey vulture. Dude, I don't know. I mean, I guess I summoned Stunted Wolf. Probably summon Stunted Wolf across from where Mole's gonna be summoned, right? Like, offset some of that damage or something? Oh, here's my Turkey Vulture story. Once, a moderately long time ago, I went back to Pennsylvania, where I grew up, and met up with a couple of my high school friends. There's a zoo near the house one of them now lives in, a little ways out from where we used to live growing up. And we were like, oh, it's like fun. We'll go to the zoo and like have a day and hang out and whatever. And so we go to the zoo, and it's like a mostly outdoor thing. I think that's pretty common for zoos. I've only been to like a couple, I think. But like it was sort of the thing where like there was like a cage here and then some space and a cage and then like a little reptile house and things like that. So like isolated little patches of things. There weren't like massive enclosures. It was a small zoo, mostly like not terribly large animals. But I mention this because basically there's like walkways between everything, and it's all outdoors, so there's like a bunch of trees. And all of the trees, like all of them, like, and I'm saying it weird to emphasize this, like all of the trees around the open air zoo were filled with turkey vultures. Just like dozens of them. If you've never actually seen a turkey vulture, they're big and scary and weird, and they were just everywhere. And it felt like some horrible omen of death. That they were just everywhere. And like on the way out, we like talked to like the ticket taker girl, and we're like, "Hey, like what? Why are there so many turkey vultures?" And like their answer was like something along the lines of like, "Yeah, that's new." Like they had moved some animal enclosure somewhere, and then all of a sudden there were just a bunch of turkey vultures, and we're like, "Oh, that's not great." But like it was just, they were just looming everywhere, and it was just very upsetting. So I'm not like the biggest fan of turkey vulture. So maybe I'm supposed to summon Stoat here and then summon... No, that doesn't make sense. I think I want to summon Stunted Wolf on the left, and then I don't really know what to do next turn. Yeah, they're definitely not cute. They're definitely not particularly friendly. They're not like the most aggressive creatures, but like I feel like they would like attack you based on not much.
Here we are.
So I'm gonna be at -1 here. Don't have like, reach on these guys, and I don't have Bullfrog. Puts me in, like, bad shape? Don't want to summon the Raven Egg if I can help it. I think I'm supposed to draw Squirrel, play Stoat opposite Turkey Vulture. I'm supposed to hook Turkey Vulture? I don't want to be here. I hate this place. I mean, ideally, if I can kill Turkey Vulture, I would want to do it in one shot, which I have, like, nothing close to doing because I've drawn medium cards for story reasons, I guess. I think the play here is either hook it and just accept the fact that this fight sucks and I don't want to be here and it's worth spending the hook. Or I can take Squirrel and summon Stoat and do, like, 1 damage and harm the mole, which puts me at -4. So I'd have to draw something good next turn, and then I wouldn't be able to hook Turkey Vulture without sacrificing Stoat. Like, one of my, like, moderate complaints about this game is that there's a lot of cool things that, like, sort of want time to pass or just you to be able to invest time to, like, level something up, like Ouroboros or Child 13. And, like, that seems like fun and exciting, but, like, so many of the encounters start with, like, alright, your opponent summons a Blue Eyes White Dragon, good luck. And it's like, well, hang on, Blue Eyes White Dragon's like a really strong card. I feel like there should be some cost to that. I mean, yeah, hypothetically I could summon... I could play Squirrel and sacrifice it and Wolf for Ouroboros, but that, like, doesn't do anything good. That does the same thing as summoning Stoat, but then I don't have a stunted wolf on the board to do anything. And then I'd have to, like, sacrifice it and then sacrifice 2 more things to get it back out. Hook feels like it is the best option. The question is, like, am I supposed to sacrifice Turkey Vulture? I don't think so. I think I, like... just, like, draw Squirrel this turn? Oh, maybe I draw a regular card and I could take Squirrel next time and I hook. That's interesting. I'm gonna hook. I don't want to be here. Just gonna let this ride. I don't know if the mole moves. I think I'm terribly bothered if it does or if it doesn't. The Turkey Vulture costs 8 bones, which actually that seems like a pretty good deal for that. It's not great, but it honestly doesn't seem like a bad rate. I guess. I guess. Okay, so... yeah, seeing this at this angle, I'm pretty sure this is the one where, like, you have a challenge. And if you win the challenge, then you get a cool souped-up bonus card. Or I could take the right path, which gives me a choice of 3 cards, and one of them might be, like, Elk Fawn, I don't particularly want. But what are the things that our deck is good at drawing? Not Bone. We could feasibly win at Bone. But it's not common. Power is low to medium. I assume Ant Queen counts as 0 for that purpose. Health is probably our best bet. I mean, we could get Death Card, but I've never seen it before. I think I want to take a new card just because we have mandatory altar coming up, and, you know, I can, like, move sigils as needed. Yay, Pronghorn. Hey, Rattler. Ow. This game is really just giving me the same choices over and over at these 3 choice things, huh? Okay, so, like... Can you add... I mean, I guess since, like, our Bullfrog has multiple sigils, maybe I could put, like, the 2-prong strike on Ant Queen or something. I feel like 2-prong comes with movement because it's Pronghorn. I don't know, maybe put the 2-prong movement on Wolf or something? Like Ouroboros? We double up 2 and 3-prong? I mean, I don't know. My instinct says that probably doesn't do anything? I mean, it can't break the triple strike to go with the double strike, right? If we were to follow chat's encouragement and do science here, like, worst case scenario is like it just does triple strike, right? But like, well, okay, but here's the thing. If I put the double strike on the triple strike, it also means that I put movement on the triple strike card, and I'm not doing that. I'm absolutely not doing that. I feel like I'm inclined to take the prong thing. Well, I don't have. No, I wouldn't give up Adler to fuse it to Ant Queen. That's terrible. Because, like, one of the good things about Triple Strike Death Touch is that it's a reptile, and a reptile is, like, undying. I mean, Ouroboros isn't especially cheap. It's a 2 blood sacrifice. I am kind of tempted. I don't know how quickly it gets stronger. My inclination is, like, Ouroboros, Rattler, or Wolf to put the prong ability on. Which sacrifices are worth? It's 2 blood. 2 blood to summon. I don't know. Am I supposed to want another bone card? Have it? No, I have like 3. I think that's balanced for where I'm at. No, like, which version when you sacrifice it? I don't even know what that means. Oh, it's the infinity sign is the cat, which means it stays on the board. This is undying. Means it goes back to the hand. I mean, I think the thing to do is take Pronghorn and put it on something. I'm just not sure what. I just don't know which. Clearly something with, like, more than 1 power, since the thing that I have that has Death Touch already has triple strike. I'm gonna say Wolf. I'm gonna take the double strike, and I think I'm gonna put it on Wolf. Pretty sure I want it on Wolf. Makes Wolf a more exciting card to draw. But the other things are kind of fine on their own. That was nice of you, Demolition. Thank you for getting flowers for my sister's last physical performance at Unexpected Productions. We're kind of coming up on boss, huh? Because I once put a transform buff on Squirrel and it became Elder Squirrel. And it could do an entire damage. That's very impressive. So the only reason I would ever want to take this totem fight here is if I wanted to go cave, eliminate card from my deck. Which isn't enticing enough for that to be something I want to do. I think I want to go right path, regular encounter, card that will certainly be bad, and then maybe mushroom to make like the Uber frog? I don't know if it'll let me do that. I don't know if I can, like, take a regular frog and staple it onto a not regular frog. Either that or the fire. I definitely don't want to go left. Well, there's my frog. One of my snakes. But it's my friend Turkey Vulture. At least it doesn't have reptile tail? Question mark? So... yeah. I want to summon Bullfrog. Left space. Fortunately, hits tree, but then it will move such that it attacks the two things next to her once they're on the board. Pretty sure that's right. Looks awkward. Is medium. Draw's not very good. It's very bone heavy. So I hit Mole and I hit Turkey Vulture. And then I move to block Turkey Vulture. So I take Sparrow damage. Which shouldn't be lethal. Shouldn't be. Say that like there's trap cards. There's not. Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine. It doesn't look good, but I think this is fine. I wish I had, like, blood sacrifice card. But I think I just pass? Can I play bat? No, I have 1 bone. I need 4. But, like, the way this should play out is I attack, I damage Mole, I damage Turkey Vulture, I move, I block Turkey Vulture and go to 1. They summon Sparrow. Then on my next turn I kill Tree and kill Sparrow, move. Then I need to deal with Turkey. It is so bad. I think I just passed. Unfortunately, I take out Tree, which lets Elk spawn. Yeah, I do still have second life. I do have Pliers, although I don't think it's going to help. I mean, I pretty much have to draw... I'm hoping to draw either a 1 blood sacrifice card or a 2 blood sacrifice card that's, like, really good. I think I just draw a regular. Literally the opposite of a lucky draw. You monster. But... let me do. Demolition, thanks for watching. Catch you for some of the House of Ashes stuff the rest of the weekend. It's kept breaking just a little bit in favor of playing at regular time, so we'll be doing 6 to roughly 9 p.m. Pacific time, both Saturday and Sunday. This Halloween weekend. Don't like pliers particularly. If it was most other items, it would be better here. Frog. Like, other frog would have been good draw. Tank would have been good draw. Been okay? Maybe not. Might not be true. Huh. Here's an interesting thought. What if I sacrifice Bullfrog for Goat? Then I could play Squirrel and summon Bullfrog somewhere else? Like I could block Sparrow? I think that's good. Think that's good? Sparrow keeps attacking Bullfrog for several turns. Goat takes out Turkey Vulture, and Bullfrog deals 2 damage to either them or the mole. I'm not 1000% sure how that's going to work. Probably mole. Then they summon Egg. I can keep dealing... I mean, I can keep dealing with the board as it is. I don't think I need to use Pliers. Nothing is threatening damage here. Right, okay. Works mostly as expected. Bones do I have now? I can summon Ouroboros, but it's not very good. Don't have enough for bat, right? I have 3 bone tokens. So Elkfawn is locked, nothing new is coming in. Goat should attack uselessly, then Bullfrog attacks Egg to finish it, and Sparrow hits Bullfrog, not relevant effects. So I think I pass and draw Squirrel next turn? Okay. If I draw Squirrel, then I can sacrifice my 2 existing creatures for Ouroboros. Then I think I play Squirrel and summon Bullfrog again. I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to play Ouroboros. No, probably not opposite Alpha, right? Hang on. If I sacrifice creatures for Ouroboros, and then sacrifice something to resummon Frog, I can play Rattler, right? Yeah, I mean, I know that Sparrow's gonna threaten lethal on Frog, so I'm trying to, like, work around that. I think it's, like... Squirrel, sacrifice Squirrel and... Frog. No. Ouroboros sacrificing the 2 creatures I have. Then squirrel sacrifice for frog. Damage can I do? Lethal this turn? No, because I'd have to do, like, I'd have to reverse the damage I've taken. Like, really close to something here. So hang on. If I sacrificed frog and then used some combination of things to summon it again, I could put it opposite tree. That would do 4 damage. And then I would have sacrificed enough things to summon Rattler for another 3. How far am I behind? 4? Even using the pliers, that doesn't win, right? So... I mean, I guess I could position it so that... I'll try to play Ouroboros opposite blank space. And then position the frog across from the tree. And position the Rattler across from the sparrow. So... I want to use Ouroboros to block Alpha. I think that the play looks like this. Sacrifice these 2. Summon Ouroboros here. Like, Pearl, Bullfrog, Rattle. That should kill Sparrow, block Alpha damage, deal a bunch of damage to him. Right, did forget about the tree, but that's fine because I'm like way ahead. Air quote. Pretty sure I just want Squirrel here. Wait, what does Ouroboros look like? Just a 2/2. Not as exciting as I hoped, but it is reasonable. Take Squirrel. I think I just like play Squirrel, sacrifice Squirrel and Bullfrog to Ouroboros, sacrifice Ouroboros to play Bullfrog in better position. So now this takes out Alpha and deals 5 damage. My Ouroboros is a 3/3 for reasons. What are the cards?
A nascent raven. It is no less conniving in its incubation.
Or elk or river otter. Great. I hate them. Yeah, I don't like any of these cards. Where's my death card? think I want Raven? I don't know, maybe River Otter has some utility. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Nick. I was like, take Raven because it's fine, I guess, but then, like, use an altar to put the upgrade thing on some other creature. I think it's slightly better than the others. Otter might be kind of close. Now, what I'm not sure of is, like, am I actually better off just having one really good Bullfrog? Or would I rather go to the campfire to up... Oh, Ouroboros keeps those, huh? Okay, I thought that was per battle. That's definitely better. I don't know, man. I do not know. It is unclear to me. My knowledge is limited. I am uncertain. Such glowing cards. I mean, I guess here's the thing. Without any upgrades, Bullfrog's not, like, a great card. It does have Undying, which is okay. I'm gonna try it.
Did you bring us two of the same? We would like to experiment.
I mean, it looks like it'll Franken Bullfrog. I don't know, like, I assume it's just gonna add it, so I think it's gonna be a 3/6. But, like, I don't know. Demolition hinted at it being double, but that's probably just because there's two cards, right? You may want to avert your eyes. 3/6. Gruesome Encore. Oh man, that's a magic card for sure. It was heavily memed for a while. It's not a good card. Alright, we got super good frog. Now we have whatever this boss is, and that'll be the end of the stream, and I hope this fight isn't super duper long. Probably lose it anyway. I have no idea how this one works. Haven't gotten this far.
The man stood before you, a man you recognized immediately. It was the Trapper. You reached out to examine his wares, but he stopped you. Sorry, but today you will supply the pelts.
The Room of Spinning Knives. Boy, this is very similar to the not good hand I had previously. Uh-oh, opponent also has a frog-based strategy. Well, I guess this hand's better because I can summon 4 bones and make a bat. Hey, what's Trap do? No, what's Trap do? By bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well, making a pelt in your hand. So... I think the plan here is play Smoke and Squirrel, summon Ouroboros opposite Frog probably, and then summon Bat across from Leaping Trap? Oh no, it has Leap. It does have. Right. But that's not good. I mean, is it better to give up Bat? Is it better to not do? You have Undying Reptile. Helps. Maybe I just leave Leaping Trap alone for now. That's cool and definitely intentional. This is not a bug. This is a feature. Here. I think it's like Smoke Squirrel, summon Ouroboros, take out a frog, save Bat to like sacrifice to something else next turn, maybe? I think that's right. Well, I guess if I summon Bat across from other frog, I just kill it, right? That's probably good. I just don't want to trade with Trap. That's the thing I don't want. Let's see. Oh, they become Leaping Trap. That's okay. Not obvious to me. What does that mean that I want to do? Probably draw an actual card and sacrifice something to move it out of the way. Ant Queen, huh? These traps that block flying really suck. If you could at least get around them with flying, it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, have to summon Ant Queen? Ant Queen, I end up with 3 total bone tokens. I also have 4/4 Ouroboros in my hand. Like, immediately help it all. True, Ant Queen Bees could trigger traps. The only problem with that is I don't know how to get in that position. Because if I play Ant Queen opposite a Leaping Trap, she blows up instantly. If I play it opposite... Oh, no, wait. If I play it opposite Strange Frog and don't play another Ant, then she only deals 1 damage to it, and then it damages her. Then the next turn I have a problem, but that's a next turn problem. Yeah. Yeah. Freebie is free. Freebie! Freebie! It's a freebie! So stupid. But I just have to deal with, like, the first row of traps, and then, like, he doesn't get the super busted Strange Frogs anymore? Really not sure what to do. I know I want to play B. I know I want to do it opposite one that doesn't have Bullfrog coming down. I think I just want Squirrel Prop. Play a freebie, and hold the squirrel in our hand. I could sacrifice the bee for Worker Ant. Like, Worker Ant's not gonna be very good this game, and then that, like, accelerates my bone total. Then... And, like, B dies, Worker Ant dies. I only need one other thing to die to have the bones. I'm just gonna play. Ooh. Better, huh? Did I get wolf pelt because my thing died? Say that? I'll say that. I just forgot. I was too preoccupied with it, like, having super death touch. So... Guys, they summon a 1/1. Unfortunately, it doesn't damage Ant Queen, so I don't get another free bee. Although, what if I just, like, sacrificed Ant Queen and put the new thing in front of left trap, maybe? I don't have to worry about it, right? I could, like... I could either, like, scroll Ouroboros. I like Squirrel Ouroboros. Oh, I haven't drawn yet. About Squirrel. I think my cards are okay. I want to prepare for disaster. I think I want to sacrifice Ant Queen for Ant, put it to the left, and then I had more bone tokens than I did. Guess I can't summon Rattler without doing something weird. I guess I could, so like if I do one Squirrel Ouroboros. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Squirrel. I guess both of these things have Undying, so I'd rather sacrifice these two and deal direct damage with Ouroboros. And then have Rattler trade with the trap. Have all these delightful pelts. Don't hate the pelt cards at all. Okay, so not knowing exactly how this boss works, I think what I want to do here is just take another squirrel, attack with Ouroboros, and trigger whatever the second phase is, and then I'll have, like, squirrels to help rebuild. And unless something super weird happens to Ouroboros, hopefully it dies and goes back to my hand, and then I can summon that, at least. One down. Exquisite pelts, but the cycle must continue. Let's trade. What? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Okay, there's a bunch of things with move. There's a double strike fish guy. That's pretty good. Turkey vulture is okay. The stink wolf. Like, the game could not be less clear about what's actually happening here. I understand conceptually that we're doing trades, but I really don't understand the rules of the trades. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. Oh, that's awful. That would have been good to know earlier. Yeah, I assume I don't keep these. Just like the pack mule cards. Two more pelts, but they have like a bazillion things. I don't know how to win this. Yeah, I mean, Turkey Vulture's super scary. So are, like, Grizzly and Buck, but, like, the problem is if I take, like, those types of cards, then they're threatening a bunch of damage. And do they attack right away, like, immediately? Like, then I die, right? stone tokens do I have? God, I really wish I could just, like, consult my resources when weird stuff like this happens. I think I'm supposed to take, like, Rattler Turkey Vulture. Maybe I don't want Rattler. Maybe I want Wolf? Turkey Vulture? I want something that's dealing damage this turn in Turkey Vulture. I think. Like, Turkey Vulture looks straight up terrible. And, like, I don't think I'm in a position where I can play around how terrible. I think I'm supposed to take something in the front here. I'm actually still pretty convinced I'm just literally dead. Kind of annoying that, like, the other boss fights sort of encourage you to, like, limit your board state, and then this one wants you to have an enormous board state, or else it punishes you. Extinct. Oh no, it is my turn. Okay. A little better about that. I can use Great White, take out Bloodhound and Rattler. And doing so... Grizzly's pretty bad, too. Maybe I should have taken that. I mean, Vulture had to be one of them, right? I mean, I wish I had Super Snack in hand. If I did, I'd probably be fine. Ouroboros takes out Pronghorn, I guess, so I don't need to worry about that if I deal with the other. There's some version of this where I just, like, win this turn? I think so. If I took a squirrel, I could sacrifice 3 squirrels to make Great White, which I could use to deal... Wait, I could use to deal 4 damage there and kill Pronghorn and then deal 4 damage. Okay, that works, I think. Oh, I goofed that up. Right? I kind of needed that to be there. And... if I just play it in the middle now, Ouroboros takes out Pronghorn. I deal 4 damage. Bloodhound attacks me directly, which is fine. It's fine, but I should have did it different. The guard dog ability is also really confusing. I just don't like the stuff that moves things around the board. Or wait, if I... yeah, if I play the Great White cross from the blank space, then it goes back to the way I want it to, right? Believe that's true? Yeah, then I'm dealing 4 damage directly, taking out Pronghorn and killing them in the face. Facially killing. God, everything in this game feels really hard.
You will not perish quite yet. Perhaps one of these will entice you. Canine, hooved, reptilian, feathered, insectoid, the amalgam is all.
Mantis god or mole man? I feel like it's Mantis god again, and then just like hope to put that on a cool card. God's very good.
With the enigmatic trapper and trader now bleeding into the snow, you persisted. You could see a light in the distance. The end is near. We will need another map.
This one's a disco rave party. How do I... Remind me what's the way I save the game? I know it's like autosave, but like... I just want to like escape and leave. Is that it? Is that how this works? Like escape takes me to here. It does say last saved 43 seconds ago. That's probably right. I presume that's correct. Oh, hang on. You unescape, and then, like, move around some. Probably forces a new save when I, like... Yeah, there we go. I saved 3 seconds ago. Get dumpster. Alt-tab out of here. Here I am. Hello, hi, it's me. That was fun. I mean, I do continue to have mixed feelings about the game. Some of the rules feel needlessly complex. I know what some of them are trying to do with, like, moving stuff around and the guard dogs and stuff. I feel like this game does have kind of a nasty habit of, like, if you fall moderately behind, it's very difficult to catch up. And it really likes to put you moderately behind immediately. But, like, I don't know, it's fun. There's more of a puzzle quality to the gameplay than a traditional card game, which is interesting. It's neither inherently good nor inherently bad. It's just interesting. It's, like, sometimes it feels a little bit frustrating when you just, like... and maybe it's just because I'm so bad, but, like, there's times when it's like the battle lasts for like 4 turns and it takes me like 20 minutes to do it. And like I honestly feel like I'm proceeding through the game at a decent pace. Certainly not like a quick pace, but like, you know, I'm on 4th map, which it sounds like is pretty late in the quote unquote game. And like last time I made it to 3rd map, you know, like I feel like I'm doing reasonably well. But like it feels perhaps unduly difficult at times. I don't know. Mixed feeling. I don't dislike it. That mostly seems to like it. I think this weekend might be a low turnout week. There's a lot of spooky things going. But I don't know. I think, barring anything weird happening, I imagine that next weekend I will be playing this again on Friday. And then I have something maybe in mind for next Saturday. We'll see about that. I haven't made a solid decision on that yet. It's been expensive months with a lot of spooky purchases, and so I don't know. Playing a new game, maybe I'll stall and play something I already have or something. I'm glad that you like the Squidbeard Banana Man interaction, Neko. So yeah, of course, at this point, having given some consideration to the game, and having paused it for now, that leaves one unfinished order of business, which is to locate the secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I've hidden secret Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, it's not a secret. Beyond that, it's pretty much fair game. It is, of course, worth noting that it is considered a omen of good luck to find the secret Squirtle. So I encourage you to take a moment. I enjoy some of this 100% juice apple, and this increasingly battered-looking plastic tumbler, to consider where a secret Squirtle might be hiding. Take your time. Right. Interestingly, chat seems to be of one mind as to the location of the secret squirt. Have they all guessed correctly, or have they all been led astray? Perhaps we'll find out in a moment. Perhaps the most efficient way to demonstrate this start by hiding down. And wouldn't you know, yeah, the location of the secret Squirtle. Isn't that exciting? Don't know if that was too easy of a hiding place or just that the squid drew everyone's attention to. Everyone in chat, Neko and my mom, J.M. Platts, both managed to guess the same location of Secret Squirtle. Oh, Neko, I don't know why you hate Banana Man so much. What did he ever do to you? That'll do it for this stream. We ran a little bit long trying to finish off that third map, which I think was worth the effort. It took a little longer than I'd hoped because the mechanics were not clear, but found the line with the double striking Death Shark. Like I said, I expect to play this next Friday. Not guaranteed, but I think that's probably going to be the case. I'll almost definitely start a new game of some sort, or at the very least, pick up a game we haven't played in a while for next Saturday's stream. In the meantime, don't forget to tune in 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. That's Saturday the 30th. And Sunday, the 31st, Halloween, during which time we will be streaming House of Ashes. That's the new... not exactly sequel, but it's in the Dark Pictures anthology, which contains Man of Medan and Little Hope. So, we're playing through that, which should pretty much consist of the next 2 nights, and then, unless something goes terribly awry, I believe that should complete the game. I think it's relatively short, as the others have been in the past. So we'll spend the Halloween spooky weekend finishing another spooky story game, move on to something else next week. Unable to watch live or just not catching any of the alerts about the special Sunday stream, don't worry, I will make every effort to get these things online pretty quickly after the fact. Same rate I've been doing lately. Try to keep that up. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Signing off for some more Inscryption. It's been fun. Hope you've had fun too. Everybody have a great night. And if you're free for the weekend, let's have some spooks together.